Oh, hello there. My name's Matt. Welcome to our D&D game.
Gets better every time.
Jackie laughing broke my cover.
Sorry, I couldn't.
I do welcome you to this game. It's hopefully going to be an exciting game where we find out what happens to Kieran Gall and whether or not Magna murders. But before we begin that, let's go ahead and turn this over to Jackie for our announcements.
Yeah, let me stop crying. Okay. Welcome back to Roll Inc. Some stuff up at the top. Again, if you have a Twitch Prime account, you can subscribe for free to us once a month. But you need to re-up that every month. There's a nice purple button down somewhere. I can never have the stream open, so it's somewhere. And you can resubscribe to us. We would love your support if you so choose. As always, we're looking forward to interacting with you on our various social media platforms. So you can find us on Twitter @_ROLLINC. Come over and ask us questions after the stream or just kind of hang out with us in the week. It's totally chill. If you've missed some episodes, don't worry. You have time to catch up. You can go on over to our YouTube page at The Dice Cult and watch our episodes from the beginning on our Roll Incorporated playlist. Also, fun new thing that we started doing last week was at the end, we are going to have a poll for you guys to vote on some moments and or slash players to give not inspiration this time, because we're going to try something a little bit different, and you will have a chance to give out a portent dice so that the player who wins can roll that at the end, and we can hopefully have some fun. So,
Jackie, what's a portent dice?
Oh, a portent dice. I play a divination wizard in another game. I should have this at the top of my brain. We will roll a d20. And whatever number that is gives us a dice to replace a roll. So it could be really good. It could be really bad. We could use it for ourselves. We could use it for a roll Matt does. We just can replace. We have to announce it beforehand. I don't know how you do dice.
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up.
Nothing makes me happier than being a divination wizard who can say, actually. That's fun.
but actually, DM...
Actually, yeah, no. So you will have a chance to give one of us, lovely people, a portent dice, should we so inspire you to do so in our wonderful roleplay. So, as always, okay.
Go ahead. You can.
No. This is the thing. We're gonna get prepped. So now is your time.
Go ahead.
Okay. As always, smash that follow button, hit that subscribe, and settle in for some D&D.
Yeah, unfortunately, what I was gonna say is, unfortunately, I don't get to be on that poll for the dice. One of these days, I just want the stream to give me the dice to use against you guys, but I don't think that'll ever happen because you guys are just too amazing. But speaking of amazingness, let's play some D&D. Welcome back. Jackie is stepping away real quick because she said she'll be right back. But we are going to get started. Now, sorry, I was placing walls on a scene in case, because I realized that if they went forward with their murder plan, I should have a map for it. So I was slightly not thinking about this. What happened last week? We started off with Magda going to meet her brother at a secret location to everybody else. She went back to her estate and gave her brother 600 of her gold, which was apparently not a big deal to her, in exchange for the use of the apartment, which you guys haven't been to yet, so you don't know how big it is, but it is the family apartment inside the city. So she arranged that to happen. Her brother was saved from possible problems with the Rook by Magda. Magda then rejoined the party, and the party had a discussion about whether or not murder was the option for Kieran Gall. Clara vehemently objected to this plan, and was able to persuade everybody else that straight up killing this person was not necessarily the best idea for now.
Yeah.
I don't think you actually put the for now in there. So it was straight up killing him was not the best idea. She then went to work on the circle, learning some more information, specifically that in order to activate the circle, it requires time magic, of which, as far as she knows, Kieran Gall has none. She also helped her sister, Olivia, as they had a cordial evening of politeness and helping each other, look for books on the Shadar Kai, of which Olivia now has recently learned that she might have bloodlines of. She picked this up in her conversation with the Rook, as she asked the Rook permission to take over the territory of her stepfather legally, but of Terry. The rest of the party also spoke with the Rook, to find out what he wanted as a task, and he wanted to employ them to recover a couple books, just lineage books, no big deal. The party has decided that they may or may not take that task, but since that is a couple days down the road, they're going to continue on with their plan, I think, to bring Kieran Gall back, and that is where we left off. It is Monday evening, if I recall correctly, or was it Tuesday evening? Was it Tuesday or Monday evening?
It's a Tuesday.
Wednesday, dude.
It's a Tuesday. It is Tuesday evening.
It's Wednesday, my dudes.
It is Tuesday evening. The party has left talking with. Where was the party split up? Several of them went to talk to Sherman, and where he asked whether or not Clara was in trouble. Also inquired after Jackie the florist, whether or not Clara was in trouble. And there was a conversation there, and then Clara finished up one of the portions of the circle, leaving only one portion and instead of me typing this out and getting distracted, if you want to read those notes I sent you, Abby, remember to log in, because you can't see them if you're not logged in. I sent her notes.
I did log in. Sorry, I was muted, but I did. It still doesn't work.
What?
Yeah, don't get distracted by that.
So Tuesday night, is there anything else anyone wants to do before you go to bed? Because we ended with looking at the Shadar Kai book. Olivia was hunting for the book, and with a little bit of help from Clara and magic, you're able to find a book in Kieran Gall's study that has to do with the Shadar Kai. Doesn't have a whole lot of information in there, just that they're a secret society or of monks who believe that they've been charged with maintaining the knowledge and the wisdom of the gods from prior to the wall, as well as all the way up to the wall. They don't let anybody come in and look through their books because they themselves have been charged. And they're also strictly enforcing people who have their special techniques, what they call a gift from Hana herself. And they believe that it is their role to make sure it is not used incorrectly, and therefore they don't train it to anybody. And that was effectively what you learned. Not a whole lot, because, secret society. So books written about secret societies don't necessarily have a ton. But it's Tuesday night. You guys doing anything? It's, let's see, 7, 8, 9. It's about 11 o'clock at night. Maybe 12.
Tuesday night, man. This party.
Olivia and I were taking toothbrushes.
Yes, you did grab the toothbrushes in case they were going to be used for some devious, dangerous purpose.
I feel like we should burn them.
Yeah. It's not like might as well get them out of existence.
Yeah, I feel like no one should own another person's toothbrush. It doesn't sit right.
But now a rule of society,
yes.
You're not allowed to own somebody else's toothbrush.
That should be a rule.
Yeah, it's your toothbrush or no go. That's how it works.
Just keep in mind the names of the people.
Yes.
Just in case you need to talk to them.
The names of the people that I clearly remember.
I
know the first one is Brittany. Yes. I don't know.
Just a second. I think I did write it down.
Did anyone write these down?
I did. I
One
did.
of them.
I just need to find the notes because they're not open.
That was the
I got
day I
here
was
right before we
sick.
started.
Yeah. There were 3 of them.
There were.
One of
You
them
are
was
so
Alex.
correct. Alex was in there.
One of them was
Oh, found it. Lizzie, Alex, Victoria, and Clara's.
Yay!
I did have it.
Yep.
Lizzie.
Okay. So you guys are sleeping where? So Caden and Magda. Wow, I do play this game and I think about it all week, but apparently it takes me a little bit to get going. Caden and Magda, where are you guys sleeping tonight?
Well, we could. It's very late. Do we want to try to go to the starboard apartment, or should we just go back to Anthony's?
You said this isn't a gift, right? This is essentially your apartment. It's not
For 2 years?
It's not Mikael's apartment.
No, it's just mine. I can't promise that Mother won't suddenly decide she wants to leave the estate, but it's generally unlikely.
Why don't we go back to Kieran's for now?
Or Anthony's. Wait.
Kieran's or Anthony's? Because both of those are
Which
viable
apartment
options.
are we going to? Are we going to go back to the place we usually stay, or are we going to stay at Kieran's with Clara?
I don't know. I don't know if I've been making the right decisions lately. Do you have a preference? You haven't
It's
been
late.
home.
Let's go to Anthony's apartment and stay there, and then deal with everything else tomorrow.
Okay.
Heard, where are you sleeping?
Where are my options? Side of the road.
Yep, that's an option. What? Your apartment.
My apartment. That's probably a little
Also,
bit.
Kieran Gall's house is a option at this point.
You know what? I'm gonna go to my apartment. I don't very frequently go there, so I'm gonna change it up.
Okay, you go back to your apartment where you live by yourself, and
It's a wonderful life.
it is a wonderful life. It's my life in reality. Go back to your apartment, and then Olivia, are you going home?
Yeah.
And what about you, Clara?
I'm staying with the time portal. That seems pressing. I will
Okay.
send a message to my dad, though, on my
Okay.
ring.
Is the message staying with the time portal? See you tomorrow.
No, that's too many words. I think I get 5. So it's
You do.
ooh, this is even better than Twitter. Hi, Dad. Out late. Bye.
Cool.
Even less information.
Yeah. Somehow you managed to.
We told him we're
Uh.
keeping him on the we are not giving him more information than he needs. I
True.
think he would understand that
True.
things are happening. So, hi, Dad. Out late. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you
Yeah.
need me to stay?
Do you want to stay?
Well, no. Like, if you need like somebody to
Stay.
keep track of the security or something.
The secure. I mean, I don't know that we're gonna be under siege in the morning, but
I mean, you never know. Like, sometimes fog clouds come out of nowhere, and then there's like.
that's honestly.
Gangsters
I'm not gonna
doing-
sleep in the room with the time portal. We're safe on that front. I will go upstairs, out upstairs, and yeah, I think I'll be okay if you want to go home.
Okay. I keep getting this bird chirping in my ears. I don't know what's going on. There's Discord notifications going up like crazy. Yeah. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of books that I have. Are you okay with me taking the books back, or should I like?
Oh yeah, steal those.
Oh, I mean, I wasn't gonna say that, but okay.
I mean,
Sure.
the place got robbed before. If you want those books, I say take those books.
Okay. I mean, I just it's a long walk all the way back. I might just. Do you guys
You
have food here?
Presumably.
I'm hungry. Let's make food.
Okay. We'll make some food, and Olivia can eventually make a decision. You are welcome to stay here, Olivia.
Yeah. What do you want to eat? Potatoes.
Is that all you know how to make?
No. Well, I mean, we don't buy that much because it's all too expensive. I don't know. Terry says they're always overcharging, waste of money and stuff. So usually just go for the.
Ag is the one who bought your previous goods, and so you have potatoes, eggs, and stuff to make pancakes.
Let's make
Potato
egg
pancakes.
omelet with hash brown something. I don't know. Breakfast tacos.
I don't know how to do that.
We can make a crepe with pancake mix. It's fine.
What?
I will teach you how to make crepes. That sounds like a fun evening.
No.
Okay. Eggs and potatoes?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's more comfortable. I don't know those. I haven't eaten very many elvish dishes. Crap. It's.
Okay. Eggs and potatoes it is.
Yeah.
Why don't you go sit down?
Okay.
I'll get things started.
Yeah. She'll just sit and watch.
As you're sitting and watching, it's very clear that Clara knows her way around this kitchen very well, and whips up quick and neat. Whips up eggs and potatoes without any issue.
Yeah, she does that
she's
thing
a
that
skilled cook.
she does that thing that people do where they want to help, but they're always standing in the way. So they keep. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Can I help? And then you like have to take the net. So no, and then basically stays the whole night, but continues to make excuses about why she'll have to stay. Like, oh, it's such a long. Oh man, it's. I just need to finish this chapter, and then
Yeah, you can take the guest room. That's okay. I said it was okay.
yeah. No, I just want to get this reading before we leave. I mean, it might be raining outside. I don't want to.
Claire's just
wet.
backing up the stairs, just like, yes.
Yep.
Closes the door to the main bedroom.
That's nice, dear. That's click.
Yeah.
Okay.
Extra towels in the bathroom.
That took longer than I thought. So where do you want to sleep? So you guys all get a night's rest. Feel free to click that long rest button on your seats, which is what we were boiling down to. The morning rolls around, and you are at your respective places. Do you guys congregate back at Kieran Gall's house, or does somebody want to do something before they do that?
So how much time do we have? Like, I don't know. We probably never really agreed upon a time to meet back up, right?
No, I've been hand waving all of those because you guys in all
Sure.
of your role play never actually agree on a time to meet back up.
All right.
But it's assumed that you have figured that out. One of these
All right.
days I'll be like, well, you didn't say it, and it'll be a surprise to everybody.
I'm going to do something then. I'm going to wake up real early.
Okay.
I'm going to go out. And Matt, I tell you, there's a skip in my step today. I'm going to go out. I'm going to buy a bouquet of flowers, right? And I'm going to go to, what's his name? So Ag is living with dude who works for Mike.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't remember the dude's name, though. So
I don't either.
All right. Well, I'm gonna track down that location. I've got my contacts from the GTA. Yep. I can figure out where he lives. I'm gonna go there with a bouquet of flowers in my hand.
Okay, what kind of flowers?
Roses.
Okay, red roses.
Curtis.
Curtis.
Yeah.
So I go to the rose cellar. What color roses do they have to offer?
So you go and visit Jackie, the flower salesman,
Yes.
the florist.
The cameos finally.
And they have several. They have 3 different color roses. They have pink roses, they have white roses, and they have red roses.
A bouquet of each.
Oh my! All right, that'll be 3 silver.
Here you go, and take this extra silver just for yourself. And I hand it to him.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
All right.
3 bouquets of roses.
Thank you very much. I bid you adieu. And I head off.
Okay, so you find out where the property is, and you head on over there. Arriving. What time do you aim to arrive?
10 a.m.
Okay, so you arrive around 10 a.m. 9:45, in which you stand out front around the corner for 15 minutes, and then at roughly 10 a.m. you head up up to the door to knock.
All right. Well, I don't actually knock.
Oh, okay.
I stand outside, and with my roses, I start to sing up to her, to her window. Lo se tu Figaro. And I'm waiting for her to come out, right?
Right.
On her porch or whatever.
I can't.
You broke Jackie. Okay. So you sing for a good minute, 2 minutes, and then the window slides open up top, and Ag pokes her head outside. Heard? Is that you? Oh, you have a very good voice.
Thank you. Why don't you come down here and we'll talk? Maybe we should go out and get some coffee.
Oh, that's a great idea. 1 second.
Oh, okay.
And she shuts the window, and a minute, 2 minutes go by, and she comes out, pulling on a jacket underneath her shirt. Oh, hey! Wow, that's a lot of flowers. Where are you going? Is those for your sisters?
They're actually. I wasn't sure what your favorite color or your favorite rose was, so I got you all 3 colors. Which one do you like?
For me?
They're for you, Ag.
I don't know. The pink ones are really nice, and the white ones are really nice against the red ones. But the red ones, well, red's a classic. But everyone's supposed to love red. I'll just take all of them.
They're all yours.
Oh, wow. What's the occasion?
It's a Tuesday.
Today is Wednesday. It's a really good day. My favorite
It's a
show
Wednesday.
comes on Wednesday. Wow. Okay. Let me go put these in some water. I'll be right back.
Sure.
She runs inside, comes back up. So, you said we should grab some coffee or something. I would love to do that. I can't do it right now. I can do it tomorrow.
Sure. Whatever works. Should I come back around this time tomorrow and sing opera outside your doorstep again?
Well, You be expecting you, so I can wait. Would you like to sing opera? I can wait inside until you sing opera, or I could meet you out here. I did like the opera. Are you trained? You sing the rest of the piece?
Those are the only words I actually know of the entirety of it. It's one of those things you sing it in the shower, and you don't really go beyond that.
Yeah. No. So tomorrow, this time tomorrow.
It's a date.
Oh, okay.
She's a babe, right?
Tomorrow.
She's got it going on, right?
Yeah. She's
okay.
She's a tiefling in her early 20s. Yep. She's attractive.
My kind. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I head off then.
Yeah. It's really up to you if she's a babe or not.
She's a
So-
babe.
All right. So you head off with a skipping your step. Does anyone else have anything to do before they head over to Kiragal's house?
Nothing can top that.
No, nothing.
Oh, come on, guys. You can top that.
Okay. So if there's nothing else, then everyone meets up at Kierangal's house around 11 o'clock, struggling in after having done some things. And everyone's up. Jackie, I'm assuming. Clara, I'm assuming, has cooked breakfast. Jackie also cooked breakfast for
Jackie
herself,
the florist.
but not for you guys.
Sure. Yeah. If it's like 11, she would not have made breakfast for everyone at 11.
Right. No, you had cooked your own breakfast for you and Olivia, and basically, I'm segueing. This is a segue, so everyone's here now.
All right. Everyone sleep
How's it
okay?
going today? I'm doing great. I'm glad you asked.
Heard you have a glow.
You also have like a
know
rose
what?
petal stuck on you.
Yeah, it's gone.
I got
You
it.
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Well, the most amazing thing happened this morning. I got a date.
Early. That's very.
Good for you.
With who?
Who do you think?
Oh, it better not be Sherman. Oh my god.
It better be Sherman. That would solve so many problems.
It's not Sherman.
Oh, okay.
Is that the woman we're paying to wait around for us?
Yes.
Ag?
It is Ag.
You asked out Ag? Good for
And she
you.
said yes.
Oh.
She said yes.
I mean,
Congratulations.
where are you going to take her?
We'll just get some coffee. I was vague.
Okay.
Where should I take her? Is there... I mean, I know the best coffee place. I should have more confidence in myself.
She
Yeah.
likes
Take her to your
coffee,
favorite
right?
coffee place.
I don't even know if she likes coffee, but I mean,
But she said yes to
The
coffee.
date.
she likes coffee. And we had this conversation the other day. We went through all the different ways of having coffee, and
Yeah.
she is a normal coffee drinker, right? That's
Yeah,
what
there's
we
no
concluded.
salt in it.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think in lieu of Herd asking, the question is, how does that make you feel, Herd?
It makes me feel great.
Good.
You're really stepping out of your shell, Heard.
I wasn't aware that I had one, but glad
well,
to
it's
know
the
I've
armor.
stepped out of it.
You're always in a lot of armor.
I
You're
think
just
you've
bringing
been
those walls down.
Well,
yeah, you've been different since you lost your job. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have brought that up.
It's good to see you back on your feet and happy about something, Heard.
thank
I'm
you.
happy
Thank you
for
for
you.
phrasing that in a positive light. Clara.
Yes, we're still working on Olivia. She didn't cast friends on you. It's fine.
It's just it doesn't usually work on Heard. He's already kind of under.
You mean he's kind of already your friend?
Well, I mean, we're family. Of course, families.
You cannot
Friends,
be
right?
friends with your family.
What are you talking about? You're my best friend.
Definitely cannot.
No,
be
no, no. We are.
family.
Are you close with your brother, Magda?
No.
You have a brother?
Didn't we
We covered
over
this
that
yesterday.
yesterday?
Right. It's all new. It's all new to me.
Yeah. Okay.
No, you're distracted by your date with Ag.
Wow, we're
okay.
on the ball.
We are. It's been a wild 2 days this week.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a wild, past 5 days.
Yeah, this has been a lot. I have not processed everything. and we eventually have to rip a hole in the space-time continuum, which is really fun. But, like, that's a tomorrow problem.
Wait,
Is it?
Oh, wait.
Literally.
Is
because
it?
my date's tomorrow, so we should
I can do it
plan
after the date.
Okay, because I want to be there when you rip that hole. In the space-time continuum, of course.
Yes. I have no response to that, Herd. I can plan that after the day. I do need another day. Like, I can do the thing and then I have to wait another day, or can I do it today? I don't.
So you know that you have to take 4 hours to do the last section,
Mhm.
and then you have to take 6 spell slots to charge the whole thing up. 1 per section, and then 1 as a sort of starting thing. And then you need 6 more spell slots to open it. So you have to charge all that Ezrite powder up. So sorry, 5 spell slots to charge the Ezrite powder, and then 6 to turn it on later.
And I have
6 spell levels. So level 2s count as 2, level 3s count as 3.
yes. I have 10.
Right. So you could, if you had somebody else willing to give you a hand on charging the Ezrite powder, you could do it all today.
Okay. Just gonna look at her and just be like, we could do this today if I have some help, and then you could go enjoy your day tomorrow, or I could do this after your day tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure what today was
Sure.
gonna be planned for.
Wouldn't, if you did that, you'd be weaker when he comes back? What if something happens?
I mean, if anyone with some magic wanted to help me out, lend me a bit of power, I could do it sooner.
But then 2 people would be weaker.
I can do the majority of it. I need a scoosh of power, just like a little bit. And then I might be tapped out, but everyone else could be fine. Also, like, I feel like I am the least likely to be able to swing something at someone if more eels show up.
I can try to
So,
help.
okay.
Try to help too. If you need,
Would. Mm,
if you need 2 people helping.
I can't do anything for you.
I appreciate your honesty, Olivia. Yeah, that's fine. I think,
would be,
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No.
I'd be willing to help. I just don't know. I don't know much about magic or my magic and how it would work in this area. So, offer stands. Don't know how it would go.
I feel like perhaps we won't introduce that into the mix then. I can do the vast majority of it, and between Herd and or Caden, we can figure it out. So that raises the question, are we doing this? I have to do 1 more section of powder. Gives us 4 hours to decide.
But also, what are we saying to him when he's back? Like, sending him
Number
straight-
1, I feel like you should let me do some talking because he doesn't know any of you. He briefly met you when
What,
We
you
opened
didn't
the portal
talk about us
before.
when you were dating him for like however long.
I mean, he's heard about at least you 2, but he hasn't met you.
Does he give a shit? Like,
What, I mean, with all the stories he's heard, you could just say, "This is Olivia," and he'd be like, "Oh, Olivia, I've heard so many stories about you."
I am gonna be very honest, Herd. I did not talk about my estranged sister and my weird family life with my mentor/boyfriend. Didn't come up a whole lot between the training and the magic.
aren't you supposed to, like, open up in a relationship, though? Talk about, like,
Are you?
Yeah, You're
I don't
supposed
know.
to open up in all relationships. It doesn't even have to be sexual.
I will write that down.
That doesn't seem useful.
Writing it down. I shouldn't write it down.
No, the opening up for everybody. That's like giving your weaknesses to anyone to just work with and take
Should I be
advantage of.
writing this down or not?
Giving your
I mean-
weaknesses to other individuals is a strength in itself.
That's part of relationships generally.
This is off topic. You did that incredibly quickly.
By the way, Clara, as something to consider, during a conversation with Sherman, he offered to speak to Kieran for you.
About what?
About the way that he treats you.
Okay.
So I understand if you don't want him to. I'm doing due diligence by informing you that he offered it.
Yeah, I appreciate that you are informing me. The optics of sending the underboss of the mob to go talk to my boyfriend about how he treats me is vaguely threatening. Just like a scoosh. Little bit. Sherman's also, like, huge.
I think that was the intention.
Okay. Cool. I'll keep that in the back of my mind then, I guess.
But we do need something to convince him to go to the wall.
Yeah.
Why don't you finish the final circle? I mean, that's needs to happen regardless.
Yeah, I should. I can go do that.
So there's two parts you have to power up. You have to basically infuse the Azurite with magic, and that's the 5 spell slots, and it can sit there forever. That's the whole point of the Azurite. So the getting him back is the second part with the 6 spells, and so you could do that tomorrow. You could do half of it today. You couldn't do half of the bringing him back today, but you could do the 4 hours for the circle and the charging it up today, and then bring him back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
briefly, and please don't take it as an observation, I suppose. I think you're all aware that I'm not a big fan of change. I like to know what we're getting into too. Clara, the closer and closer we get to bringing Kieran back, the more freely you seem to be calling him your boyfriend. I just think that you should be noticing that as we move forward. It's important you know how you feel when he arrives.
Noted. I don't know how I feel. And a lot of this is not entirely purely an interpersonal problem between Kieran and I. It also is he's changing things in the past that is affecting the future, and I don't know if you guys would remember what he changes or not. So that's a problem. So just another thing to add into the mix. So I will think about my feelings about Kieran and figure it out before I open a portal into time. Yeah. I'll go do that.
I mean,
And so Clara leaves.
Yeah, I think she's just like, if there's anything else, I will go do another 4 hours of sitting on the ground.
okay.
Okay. So you go back to work on the final 4 hours of tiny, minute work. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check for it.
Okay.
DC is 20 if nobody's helping.
No one came with me.
I mean, can I help?
Okay. If you're willing to roll an Arcana check to help, If you roll too low, then it makes the DC higher. If you roll too high, then it makes the DC lower.
I've got some chronal shifts in the
Too
bag.
high.
Would you like me to help?
No, if you roll high, then it.
I know, I'm just joking.
I've read some things about Arcana. I'm not an Arcana idiot. Would you like me to help?
Olivia helped me last night. It went great. Sure.
All right.
All right, let's see his roll first, so I can tell you if there's an adjustment.
I would like to use my inspiration.
I love it. Thank you.
Didn't even see that coming. Okay, so your
13.
DC is now 22.
That figures. It's fine. It was already pretty high.
Yeah, he's slightly worse at helping than Caden was. Like,
Yeah.
It's fine. Just pour the powder in there, kind of thing, rather than the explicit measurements. It's only once you start to talk about it in like terms of coffee, like, when you're making coffee, you use very fine measurement, that he starts to get on board. But unfortunately for this last batch, you end up having to use all the remaining powder. But let's see what your roll is. Well, maybe. I say that, but if you roll a 22, then you don't. So I think you have to nat 20 for this, don't you?
No, my Arcana is a +6. So
Okay.
I have a little bit of wiggle room here.
Yeah, 16. 16. would be good.
I am going to use my inspiration with a chronal shift as a backup.
All the rolls. All right.
Oh.
3!
Nice.
In
Nicely
spite
done.
of his help, you end up with some...
with his help.
With his help.
I say, seeing the mistakes that Herd made, and I can clearly get a picture of, oh no, that's not exactly how it is. I can go back and fix a few of the lines, and that I might not have noticed before, and I took my extra time to be careful.
Okay, sounds good. With his help, you're able to get this job done. It took you a little bit longer, about 6 hours instead of 4, but you are very satisfied with it, and you end up with an extra portion of azurite powder, which is basically 500 gold worth of azurite powder.
Okay. I'm not going to wrist pocket that. I'm just going to put it in my actual pocket. And she's going to sit back on her heels and look at her and be like, I can charge this like right now. Or we can go figure out what everyone else was doing.
We could do this tonight.
I could charge it and then in the I don't have that much on me. I can get this all ready to go when we're ready, and then I'm going to need to sleep and then be back. But, I could charge this thing right now.
Why not?
I am really appreciating the just outright support for this magical experiment, so I'm not going to argue with it. And I'm going to dump 5 spell slots into it.
Wait.
Okay.
This is just to charge it. It's not to open the portal. It's not happening right now.
Okay, oh god, I was having a heart attack.
What does that sound like?
Loading.
Yeah, no, this is just charging the thing. I'm going to use
So
a second level and then 3 first levels.
Okay, so this is the point where if there was any mistakes, which there was a little bit along the way, that you could use your training to correct. What does this look like for you to charge this this portal?
There are 5 parts of it, right?
There are.
I think going around each of the parts in the sections that she would have completed them, kind of like traveling all the way around the circle, kind of carefully stepping and not having to get up and down off the floor, but kind of stepping onto the part of the runes and just flinging open the doors of usually she does not focus a lot on her view of time and magic and things, keeps that kind of just it's distracting, whatever, but just fully embracing it and channeling just some raw magical energy that usually you would use various components and things to channel. This is not that. This is kind of just pumping as much of it in as possible, like under her fingernails, like leaking out of the corner of her eyes. Not fully, but it's probably a lot more, and probably is pretty charged. The air probably does not feel normal anymore, just ripping open into some raw magical potential.
Okay. So as you're doing that, Herd, you're just standing there watching her going around, and as she hits each circle, you watch as this gem dust, which is basically like a light lime green color, just becomes supercharged with magical energy, and you can hear just this staticky noise as she is like opening up the doors of time to just look at this. And as she's opening these doors, or as she is starting to leak this magical energy, you begin to see what she sees. You've never seen this before. Olivia has seen it a little bit, and you see just all these tendrils of pathways of time attached to every single particle on the floor, and she's moving some of them over and lining them up, and as she goes to each one, she doesn't drop the connections on the old ones, and she just gets more and more, and there's just this massive buildup of energy as she is almost floating off the ground now, as she is just holding all this magical energy in place. And as she has selected all of these different timelines, as she charges up the last one, she pulls her fingers and pulls the whole thing together, and all of these things just snap into place, and you watch as spare particles that were on the floor just slide into place, and they pockets of air that might have been in there filled completely, and this whole thing just pulses with a bright flash of energy and just stays energized, and the particles just slowly dissipate not the particles, but the timelines just dissipate into hundreds of thousands of little sparks. And your vision snaps back. Your vision just snaps back to the present. And Clara, as you sort of begin to shut these doors one at a time, you begin to not see it anymore as you have little spots in front of your eyes for the brightness of it. One of the things, though, that you noticed while you were doing this is as you looked across, you saw all the timelines. You've never held this much. You have taken broken vases and put them back together. You've taken glass balls and crystal that has been shattered and put it back together. But you've never held this much. And as you do so, as you're holding all of this energy, you notice a time around yourself and around Herd. And it just locks into the back of your mind that everybody has these timelines, this little piece of what's going on, and you don't pay a ton of attention, but when you shut all the doors, you still see part of that time, and as you've made some changes, you use up all of your ability to turn back time. You use up both ones for today. Okay. In this process, but you also feel like you understand how to reach out and change somebody's timeline if you had to. You now can prepare the spell Fortune's Favor if you desire.
Ooh.
I turn to Clara, speechless.
Just blinking a little bit. Yes?
I thought the clapping would be enough.
No. I appreciate that. Honestly, no one's ever clapped when I've done magic before. It's kind of nice. Yeah.
Claire, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, no. I'm not good at those. 8?
And as you are sort of the high of what you just did rolls over you, you're just hit with a wave of exhaustion, and you sit on the floor.
Yeah, I bow, and the bow just turns into oh no, and just sit on the ground.
Do you need anything? Can I get you anything?
Water?
Water. Water.
Also, like, maybe, like, I don't want to be sitting on this floor anymore. I've spent so many hours here. Could we go back out? We'll get water, like, couch.
Yeah. I mean, you can walk, right?
Can I?
You can. You need some assistance. It's you've done this to yourself before. Underneath your training, you know what it is to push yourself to the very limits. You're gonna need 30 minutes before you're able to like walk normally, but with a little bit of help, you could hobble out of here.
Yeah, just give me a hand up and let me lean on you, and I'll just sit me down on the couch.
Sure,
It'll be fine.
Let's go. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. So you head up to the couch.
Yes.
Meanwhile, for the last 6 hours, let's go with Olivia. What are you doing, Olivia?
Well, I'm gonna go to work because I have to
Okay.
again. I requested some speaking stones, and I want to see if they came in yet.
Okay. You requested them, if I recall, 2 days ago.
Yes.
So you head into work, and as you head up the stairs to your office, you see your assistant, your clerk, rather, not your assistant. It's your clerk, sitting there at his desk, reading a book. And as he hears somebody come up the stairs, because this is sort of like an attic space, there's only like 3 or 4 offices up here, and not too many people come all the way up here. He kind of looks up and sees you, and he puts the book down and stands up. Corporal.
Alabama. Nice to see you again. Well, did you get those speaking stones that I requested a couple days ago?
No, ma'am. The paperwork got sent back. Apparently, they need a unit designation. We're not part of any official unit. Like I said before,
I told them. All right, I guess I'll have to do it then.
Sorry, ma'am. I don't know what designation to put. Everything needs a unit designation. Otherwise,
Well, it's our unit. It's us.
Right, but there's a designation code for that. Like, the fighting.
You just make one up. It's just
FF.
some numbers, right? Like, that's what I used to do. Just put some numbers down, and usually it works out.
I could do that, ma'am, if you like, but it doesn't, like, speaking stones are very expensive, and it's probable they won't just give it out for made up numbers. But we should be part of an overarching unit. We report to somebody, don't we?
Well, of course, I've said we report to Zara, Miss Gleason.
So Zara should have been the one to give us a designation of some sort.
Well, then couldn't you have gone over to her and asked her? You need to be proactive.
You're right. I should have done that. I'll do that right now.
You know what? You don't get to do that. You're going to stay here and finish your book, and I'm going to go do it, and you're just going to think about how you could do this next time.
All right, ma'am.
All right.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Going to go talk to Miss Gleason.
Okay. So you make your way over to Gleason's office.
Yes.
She is in her office with her clerk out front. Can I help you, ma'am?
Is this the clerk?
Yes.
Yeah. Need to talk to Captain Gleason?
Can I tell her who's coming to speak with
Olivia?
her?
Corporal Olivia?
Sure, right. The young lady stands up and goes back in, knocks on the door, pokes her head in. Corporal Olivia to see you? There's some murmuring. And then she comes back out. Yes, the captain will see.
Olivia's getting mad. People are treating her with respect. All right.
Are you smoking yet?
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little
Okay.
bit. All right, I'm going in. Miss Gleason.
Corporal, what can I do for you?
Well, I made some requests for some speaking stones, and it seems like the paperwork was sent back.
Okay.
They are asking for a unit number, and apparently we don't have one, or my, I don't know, that little monkey boy that you sent me, he just didn't come to ask you for
I
a number or
send
something.
anybody to you.
I don't know, I have a new assistant.
You do? Well, that was
Yeah.
fast. Yeah, your unit designation has we didn't really have one, but it's now underneath internal affairs. So it would be IA.
Good. So who gave me that guy then? Who's he working?
I imagine he comes from the office of the clerks. Is standard for corporal to get a clerk.
All right.
I just didn't do the paperwork on it.
No, I just okay. Yeah, so because I haven't gotten the speaking stones, I guess I'll just have to give my report to you, because I don't want to be seen talking to Trill and the other guy. Yeah, so I've met with the Rook recently, and he's given us a new job, and he I also think I made some headway in developing a bit of a business relationship with him. So as far as the job goes, we're supposed to collect some family ancestry books. There's 3 of them for the was it Host? Is it Host or Hertz like
not getting any help on this. This is all
like,
Olivia at this point.
Is it Hertz, like the car rental firm?
No help.
I didn't take that note. I'm just going to admit it. That one's not my note. Yeah, no, it's like an H name. I think that they had to do with like the stone cutters or something. It had to do with the god. Yeah, well, somebody recently died, and there's like an estate sale, and they're selling a book. So whoever is having an estate sale around now.
Well, if it wasn't important enough for you to remember the name, it's probably not important enough for us to look into.
Well, I'm just keeping in mind that's like the job I'm doing. Anyway, the more important stuff is probably that I'm, as far as the business opportunity goes, I expressed my want to take over a territory in the area.
Close the door behind you, please.
Yeah, close it.
Continue.
Yeah, there's some territory out in the corner of the city. There's been some disputes with it recently. I heard a lot of workers getting pissed off about some stuff. So I thought it would be a good time for me to say that, I want to take this stuff over. And he got very interested in that prospect of getting rid of the current slumlord.
Don't you live out there?
Yeah, I mean, might as well take that one since I live there.
Do you have any knowledge or relationship with the current slumlord that lives out there?
Well, yeah, he's a drunk and an idiot. Everybody knows he doesn't do a great job of taking care of the place, so I didn't think it'd be too hard for me to get rid of it.
Right, so you think this is a good in?
Well, yeah, I'd be a part of his organization.
Fair enough.
Working underneath him, I guess, and so gain a lot more responsibility and respect, I'd say.
All right. If that's the path you want to go, you've thought this all the way out then? Okay. Well, we can help you move that along then.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. I don't know if you can get my people some information.
Well, I think the fastest way to help that along would be, so you were the ones who responded to the watchman who got killed on the train, and there's been some frustration that you didn't provide assistance that could have been saved. Instead, you went to get backup, which was probably the right call.
Yeah,
but,
I'd say
everybody in hindsight likes to critique that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so to assist you in moving up in the Rooks organization, we could publicly strip you of your rank or kick you out of the watch for dereliction of duty. And that would give you a reason to continue working with the Rook. Now, you wouldn't actually be stripped of your rank or kicked out of the watch. That would, on paper, we would have all the paperwork through, but you would still get your pay. We would set it aside, and we'd have documentation that proves that you're still working for us. But to the public, we do everything required to get you booted, and that would give you a reason to need to then work for the Rook and move up that chain of command. But you would no longer be able to access the watch's resources except for through any backdoor channels that you have.
Okay. I need those sending stones.
Yeah, that would be useful. We can get you one. Just go ahead and submit the paperwork with the right designation, and we'll just assign that.
Okay. Of course, as long as we have paperwork proving that I'm still a part of the watch, I think that is the best way to go. I think that's also a good way for me to, it's not like say, fuck the watch. Oh, they took me out, and this is my revenge, taking over this territory. I think I could play with that narrative pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've looked over Trill's report, and it looks like they are going to arrest another person in conjunction with some murders that recently that happened that got brushed under the rug due to your incompetent previous sergeant.
I thought you were going to say mine.
But because you were attached to that particular case, we'll use that case and what happened in the tram, and build a case against you. And so you can expect in the next couple of days, 3 or 4 days, to be Article 15'd out of the watch.
Can I request, along with like the sending stones, would you be able to get me probably some confiscated armor, a nice sword that you took off some criminal and sent down the
that has much more of a trace than the sending stones. The sending stones will say you lost, but the armor and stuff, that's easily to see. Like the whole thing's gonna be very public. So you could ask the Rook for that stuff, and maybe that sort of ingratiates you to him some. And
well, wouldn't that just put me in his debt? I guess he would.
Well, yeah, that's the point, is to be in his debt, isn't it?
Yeah. All right. This is gonna suck. Okay, great. Glad we figured it all out. I'll go.
Hey,
talk.
You're forward thinking, man. A lot of people wouldn't take this tech. They try to play both ends, but you're heading full on in the mission. Your paycheck will be set aside every month at your current rate of pay. And once you come out from deep undercover, we will restore that to you. Feel free to leverage any dirty watchmen or anything like that you have, or friends. I mean, you've been in the watch for 5 years, so you certainly have plenty of friends in the watch. So you can leverage that as well. And excellent.
Yep. Plenty of friends.
And that actually gets Trill off my back, because they think that you're a little bit dirty. So this I won't tell them that you are undercover. So they believe that you had something to do with Hurdler getting off from his charges. But this will assist, and I won't let them know that you're deep undercover. You will be, for all intents and purposes, on your own.
I'm honored that they think I have enough charisma to be a part of that. But yeah, no. All right. So it's now that I'm, getting this big improvement in my job and everything, I could probably get more money, right?
Well, you already got your raise.
But this is like another thing.
No, this is what you got the raise to do, was to go undercover. Roll me a persuasion check.
I don't know why I was so persuasive. Why would I need to roll? Hey, that's
well, depending on where this goes, we might tack on some danger pay. But that that I can't put that paperwork through right now because that would be pretty obvious.
Okay, yeah, no, good.
Yeah. As far as the armor and weapons go, of course, theft from the armory is also a good charge to be kicked out of the watch for.
Oh, let's go with that one. I like these. I like this set.
No, you'd have to thieve a different set.
But why can't I just thieve this set?
Because we're going to take it from you and kick you out of the watch for stealing things from the armory and selling them on the black market.
Do I have to sell it, or could I just wear it?
That's I'll leave that up to your discretion. What you do with it.
Okay, great.
Are you sure you're up for this? Like running a section is not like.
I'm sure it's fine. It's just keeping track of some people. I've done that.
Yeah, you might want to build your own crew.
I know people.
Look.
All right. Good talk. I'll.
Keep in mind that if you do end up not actually helping to bring the rook down, any crimes you commit while deep undercover are persecutable, right? So just keep that in mind for when you. He's very good at. I saw you pulled his file. He is very good at turning our agents. So, if you get turned, all this is off the table. That if that makes sense.
Yeah, no. So then, wait. If you're taking me off for stealing, armor from the watch, and then something goes wrong and he doesn't get persecuted, am I going to get in trouble for stealing the armor? Even though
not that. I'm referring to like if you join his organization, don't continue to feed us information, and we find that you have been working for him and he knows everything that we're doing, then
Sounds good.
Standard stuff. Well, good luck.
Yep.
And may the gods go with you.
They're not very helpful. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go tell Arcana that I'm the AI code, and then get the sending stones, and then
that's going to take about 3 days.
Yeah. Okay.
Send the paperwork down. It's got to be processed, and they got to send the stones back.
Yeah, and then in the meantime, I'm just gonna do some patrols, and then if I see any of those Stark High monks that are like standing around town yelling about, I'm just gonna go up to them and ask how to join their cult.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't have to roleplay that one if you don't want to, but
no, why would we not?
I've been talking for so long.
But first, we will swing over to what Magda and Caden are doing. Roll perception to find a Shadowcar monk. Monk. Just as a word of advice, they tend not to like to be called a cult, but
Oh, she doesn't know that.
That's true.
That is how I will. I'm basically walking. I mean, I doubt the meeting took that long, so I have like 5 hours walking around. But
well, you had to do some traveling and stuff, so you got about 4. But go ahead and give me that perception roll. 5.
Yes.
DC was 10. So you spend 5 hours walking around doing patrols, and every single time you find one of them, you start walking towards them with your watch gear on and getting slightly more frustrated with the length of time. So you're starting to smoke a little bit, and they just pack up and leave before you can get to them. Because the guard has actually been running them out. So they see you coming like, that's the watch, I'm out.
Yeah. And I just run after them. Hey, you. Yeah. Never nothing polite. It's just ruining my chances each time.
They just take off.
Yeah. That's a Lydia's day.
Yep. Caden and Magda.
Well, we have some spare time. Should we start? Should we go look at the apartment?
Lead on.
All right. Yeah, let's go.
So, I think we want to head there.
Where is it?
So let me pull everybody over to Ujama. So I went to update this map, and I had uninstalled WonderDraft because I had to reformat my computer, and now I don't have this map anymore. I have parts of it, so now I have to put it all back together. So no updating the map for a little while. So where your apartment is in the what's considered Old Town. It is right adjacent to the city capital, and this is the first buildings that got built once the city started going up. Once they decided that they're going to have a city and they're going to separate it by these different sections, and the war was over and all of that, they started building. And your lineage is such that you are human, and so you would have been built somewhere in this section. And so you actually have a apartment just immediately adjacent to the Capitol right here. It is outside of the slums. The slums are behind you up by where this red building is. But this is like considered Old Town, Georgetown, Maryland kind of thing. Like this is just the old buildings made completely out of carved stone back when that's the way they were made. The apartment is actually a section. The reason it's called the apartment is because it's attached to several other of these buildings that have been sort of set up. In modern times, they probably be called more townhouses than apartments, but because they're the old style buildings, there's a bottom floor that is maintained by another group that just sort of is your HOA, if you will. They clean the place, they screen for guests, they handle your mail, and they take care of this for all the rest. And then you have a 3-story apartment above it that is approximately 2,000 square feet. And so you've been here, you have lived here, and so as you sort of head in, they don't recognize you because you haven't been here in a while.
Is there do I have to talk to someone to get in, or do I just have the key?
You have the key, but you are stopped at the door to see who you're there to see.
I'm Magda Starboard. I am taking the Starboard apartment.
Of course, I will. Shall we? And it's more of a security precaution that he walks you up to the lift and takes you up and watches that you have the key. If there's anything you need, ma'am, we can. It hasn't been occupied in some time. It's been used a little bit by your brother, or by Mickey L. Starboard, but we could supply some groceries, some refreshments and things like that, or have the cleaning staff come up if it's not up to your liking.
Some groceries would be lovely. I think everything else is fine. Thank you.
Very well. If you have any dry cleaning or something, you can leave it at the front desk.
Before you go, when was the last time approximately that Mikhail was here?
Sorry, sir. We have our guests request the utmost privacy, and as such.
It's my brother. You can tell him. It's fine.
Would you want me telling your brother when you come and go?
Well, this apartment is mine for the next 2 years, so.
Which means that Mikhail is not permitted on premises, and I need these locks changed.
That you will have to put through management.
I have all the keys.
You have a key. There's more than one. Your mother has a key. Yes. I will have somebody from management get in touch with you to arrange something like changing the locks and things like that. We'll need the signatory to sign off on such a project, such like that, but somebody will be in touch with you in the next 24 hours.
Fine.
All right. Go in.
The hassles of rich people.
I am going to change
I should have actually had you roll a persuasion check on that. Why don't you roll a persuasion check on that? That's what the dice are for.
All right.
Okay.
I don't know that Caden was helpful to that conversation, but I'll have Caden rolls a 9. Okay, and I'll let you roll one as well.
Okay, well, I have 2 inspirations somehow, so I'm going to use one of them.
Okay.
Didn't
24.
Need it, but...
On second thought, we'll send up somebody to change the locks with management tomorrow. You can talk with them and we'll get it taken care of tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay.
2 keys, no more.
Very good, sir. And what's your name so we can put you on the list of approved?
Caden, it's fine. We're going in now.
Okay. You enter into the apartment. It has a slightly stale smell, as there are cloths over some of the chairs and things. It looks like somebody took them off, used the chairs and things, and then threw the cloths back on, but not very neatly.
Sounds like me.
And yeah, and but they are covered. The dust cloths. The kitchen has been wiped down regularly. It just has that slightly stale smell. The bottom floor is a sitting room with a guest half bedroom. Like, it's not a large guest bedroom, with a bathroom off the side of it that has running water, as well as a large kitchen and a dining room down in the bottom floor. The next 2 floors have a study and a library, basically, or a game room or something like that. There's a pool table up there, and then the top floor has the extra bedrooms. Though there's 2 bedrooms on the second floor and 3 bedrooms on the top floor. There's a giant master bedroom suite on the top floor with a large bathroom with a jacuzzi tub and a balcony that overlooks the capital.
As we're going through the house, I imagine Magda's showing Caden, because you've seen this place before, right?
I imagine I've been here briefly. I wouldn't have spent a lot of time here, but I would have been here a few times.
Caden's going to just keep an eye out on windows and stuff, just like get an idea of if there's fire escape, if there's a way to the attic or to the roof, quickest way, alternative exits and entrances to the building, that kind of stuff.
There's both of those. The fire escape looks like it was put on after coding changed 300 years ago, and the roof does have roof access with a roof garden.
Okay. Roof garden. Okay.
How well tended is that garden?
Not.
Okay.
It has somewhere for a roof garden. It looks like at one point it was tended, and then somebody basically probably fired the person who stopped the tending of the garden.
Okay, fair enough.
As we go through, is there any areas that it's like obviously like this is some of Mikhail's clothing, or like he was clearly sleeping in this bed, or like just like any remnants of him here?
No, he either the cleaning staff cleaned up after him. There is a closet that has a single jacket in it, a smoking jacket hanging in it, but outside of that, there's no real sign. The only actual real sign is there's a half of the roof garden is dead, and the other half looks fine. Looks like somebody caused the plants to lifen up underneath, right in one spot for shade or something.
Okay. Finding the jacket, Caden's going to quickly just check the pockets. Anything?
There's an address in one of the pockets. It's written in feminine handwriting. Okay,
I'll take the address, and I'm going to just put the jacket out the window. 3rd floor, wherever we are. Just out it goes.
What?
It's just good.
What are you doing?
We don't need him in this place. He's not coming in this place. This is...
Changing the locks is entirely unnecessary. You realize that?
You know as well as I do that as soon as he's out of money, he'll come back here looking for you, because now he knows where you are, and he'll expect that because it's his place that he has access to you. I'm not letting this weasel back inside this place to screw around with everything that he touches.
He'll go to Mother first. He's not... Oh, my God.
Maybe Elena can take care of him next time. But you know as well as
Mother
I do.
never does that. Listen,
Exactly.
It's not that big of a deal.
Look, everything is feeling like a big deal these days, Magda. There's a lot... Look, can we just talk for a moment? You left. Why would you take off the earring? What were you trying to hide?
I knew you... I wasn't trying to hide anything. I know you hate Mikhail, and I didn't want you worried or distracted as I went to go take care of whatever bullshit he had to deal with.
You didn't want me worried or distracted, but you left you left instructions to kill someone. Since when do you not consult me about a threat removal?
Listen,
Why step around me and then leave the earring at Anthony's as though I wouldn't notice that you'd stopped moving for...
I knew you would notice. I just didn't need you to know that I was going to the Starboard Estate. There are other things happening, and I need you there. And I need you to pay attention there. I was going to explain everything to you later. I'm sorry that the timing didn't work out the way it did.
I mean, timing isn't the only problem. Like, you've always trusted me. You need someone removed. If there's someone who's a problem, you bring it to me and I deal with it. Why do you care so much about what happens to Kieran? Why is it specific that you had a decision that Kieran needs to die and I need to tell two near strangers about it and not me? How
do I know for sure that I'm talking to you? For a minute, you were someone else entirely.
Look, it was probably an illusion. I mean,
you thought that was an illusion?
You've had so much new magic. I mean, we don't know what Clara or Olivia or Herd can do. I mean, maybe it was a spell. Maybe it was something that just clouded me and I don't remember it and you just don't see it.
I've never heard of anything like that. I've never seen Olivia or Clara do something like that. You think it was just... What about the scars on your back, Caden? They don't just disappear.
Okay, so maybe it was that druid, Doc, right? Like, he wanted us to leave Caroline alone. He was involved in transforming the elk into a minotaur. He did some sort of transformation. We shouldn't have. You chose to let him go. We shouldn't have let them go.
Chose to let him go.
You just. I mean, look. I know the scars on my back don't really make sense. I've got this tattoo on my arm. It still feels like it's rough. I know it's incomplete. I think it wants to expand. I mean, like, I think I want to expand it, but I don't know why I want to. It needs to be finished. Clara, she keeps like talking to me, singing to me in this other voice, and I don't understand. I do. I understand what she's saying. I don't know why I understand. I can't speak it, but I can understand every time she says it. And then, of course, my fucking sword is gone. My arm won't stop burning every time that I look at it. It's just...
And I see, like, his tattoos start to shudder and the sword gleams on his skin and the lines begin to writhe as if something is going to happen. Stop thinking!
And what do I do?
I grab his hand. Just follow me. I'll keep you safe. Now, why don't you sit down? I'll get you a glass of water, take a breath. We will change the locks, get moved, and figure out what's happening next. All right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go and like shove the covering off one of the couches downstairs and lead him to the couch and push him down and then go and get a glass of water. I've rinsed out the cup a couple times just to make sure that it's not really dusty. Here, just have a drink.
Thank you. Take a drink.
I kind of like start to have like trying to fold up the cover that I pushed off, but like not really trying, just like getting frustrated with it.
As you're cleaning up, you think you'd notice a bit of a yellow glow in the room.
Turn around and look at Caden.
And you see Caden the Aasimar sitting there. Wings kind of over his head, kind of closed up behind his back, and eyes kind of looking into this glass of water, just flat yellow. Looks up. Kieran sounds like a piece, doesn't he? I imagine the way Clara talks about him, I imagine it reminds you about how Caden used to talk about his teachers. You know, you've always done your best to keep Caden safe. Thank you. He went through a lot in that school. So I can understand how you might like to shield him, you know, from more of that. His mind, it's already cloudy. It's a bit of a maze in here.
Who are you? You're not Caden. Who are you?
I see you, Magda. You've always picked the more brutal path. And I see you wanting to dig your claws into Kieran now. As Caden would say, have patience. I wouldn't want to catch you with dirt under your nails again, would I? Dominic. And as he
Magda runs. She drops the cloth and bolts from the room, out of the apartment.
Okay.
Caden, or Dominic, sits there for a few more moments, looks around, and probably about that time, the wings start to collapse in. The shimmer there's a few blinks, and Caden's pupils return. And Caden finds himself sitting there with a glass of water, a little bit less in it than he remembers, but calm. Heart rate has calmed down. There's still a slight smile in the corner of his mouth. Just kind of looking around, kind of a smile looking around at this. Megan, I guess it's not so bad in here. Magda. And I'll go looking for Magda.
And we're going to go on break.
What the fuck?
Oh,
We'll be back in 15 minutes.
By the way, we have more art for you and new music from Jackie, so hang out for that.
So, as Caden goes out looking, first around the house, spending some time doing that, Magda, you have fled. Fled the house, fled the property. Fled to where?
First off, she's just running in a random direction. Again, like a few blocks away, and I remember that I have the earring on. And knowing that Caden will certainly track it and find it, I'm going to take it off and set it aside, like on the ground, a little bit out of the way, and then keep running. And I'm going to run until I'm completely out of breath. And then I stop and assess my surroundings and think of where to go. Do I know where Mikhail is or is likely to be?
No. You
Okay.
was staying at the apartment. He didn't tell you where he was going next.
I no chance I would have heard like what hotel he was planning to stay at now that I kicked him out of
Give me
the
a history check.
apartment. Okay.
No.
Fair enough.
Don't quite know where he's at. You know his haunting grounds, but you'd have to check 4 or 5 locations to nail him down.
Right. For the time being, I guess I will. I'm gonna go to the park by where Anthony's apartment
Okay.
is, because I've been there before, spent some time wandering through there.
Yeah,
That
you
is
used to
where
spend the
I'm
mornings
going
walking in there.
Mm-hmm.
So you go back to the path that you used to walk in the morning when you first left the palace. You make your way there. Do you walk or you hop on a tram?
How long of a walk is it?
Well, it's 10 miles, 8 miles.
I would take a tram.
Okay. So you hop on the tram, just park yourself in a corner. See, what time of day is it?
Probably mid-morning-ish.
Yeah, so the
late
tram
morning.
is actually a little bit packed down by the Capitol. So you hop on the tram and you sit down in a corner by yourself with a really bad, like just internal look on your face. You're thinking, and I'm gonna check something. As you sit and ride, you have a solid. How long is that ride? Yeah, you got a solid 20-minute ride to get down there, but nobody bothers you. There's one guy who looked like he was about to hit on you, and you just looked at him. And he's like, "Nope," and sort of
I just glared.
Yeah. Almost smoking like Olivia, and
If she could, she probably would be.
Yeah. So you get off in the middle of the forest and hit your walking trail.
Yeah, I'm gonna find just like a nice kind of quiet, secluded area of the park and sit down on the grass and just hang out there for a few hours. Cannot hear you.
So you sit down on the grass. Caden, what are you doing?
Caden, feeling oddly peaceful, goes room to room for a bit, looks for Magda, eventually comes to the room that he threw the jacket out of earlier, out the window, puts his head out the window, noticing the window's open. Can I see the jacket anywhere?
Yeah, it's laying on the ground outside.
Close up the window and kind of just got a bit of a slight smile. Gonna walk back to the door, make sure, put his glass down in the sink, head out to the front door, and he'll call to the to the butler downstairs. Hey, can you lock this up for me? We don't hear it.
Of course, sir. You feel the earring. After a couple, like you start going through the house to checking, you feel the earring moving quite quickly away from the apartment. And then it just stops and it doesn't move after that.
Okay. If you could lock up, please. Magda left. She has the key. Again, keys tomorrow. Locks, please change. Hold on to them
First
until.
thing in the morning, sir.
Thank you very much. Caden will toss him a silver, and he will head out and go
Give
pick
me
up
an
the
insight
jacket.
check.
Sure. It's probably not enough. Not enough money is my guess.
Yeah. You just tipped $5 at Trump Tower.
Okay. So doesn't notice. Kind of. Oh, do I notice? Actually, I guess with that insight check, do I notice the?
You're really distracted, but you still pick up on it. Just in the back of your mind, like you're 3 steps away when it registers. The not he didn't give you a sour look, but it's just like small facial twitches. Like, thanks,
As I'm downstairs, I look back at him. I'm just like, what was your name?
Tom.
Tom. I'll remember that. And he'll head outside and he'll go pick up the jacket.
Okay.
Reach down, shake it out, dust off, throw it over his arm. Okay, Magda. And going to start heading towards where the earring feels like it is.
Okay, doesn't take you very long. After you start heading that way, and then you feel the earring pick up and begin to move again. And so it's just somebody, or the earring itself is just moving at a leisurely pace, just heading towards the dwarf district, which is south. So it's just heading south, walking along.
Okay. Once it starts moving again, I'll just try to keep at a pace that is faster. Every now and then I'll just check in, like, do I feel like I'm closer?
Okay. Yeah, you're slowly gaining on it. It takes you a good 15, 20 minutes until you're walking along, looking, you feel like you're getting really close, and then you feel like it's behind you, but you haven't passed Magda at all.
Turn around and try to see, can I tell how far away it is?
The earring itself doesn't give you distance, it just gives you direction.
Okay. I'll
a general closeness, like near, far,
Okay. I'll kind of walk, to try to do like triangulation, like walk back 10 feet. Does it feel like it flips sides on me or anything? Walk side, left, right?
It does. And as you're doing that, it hooks a right into a boutique off to your right.
Okay.
And you see a teenage tiefling walking into this boutique. Purple skin, very short, narrow horns, just walking in, and you see that as it hooks a right, that it walks in with the tiefling.
Perfect. I'll quick jog over, non-threatening, walk in after. What's the name of the shop? Do you
know? I didn't have a name for a shop because all of this is spontaneous. What's the name of the shop?
The name of the shop, you said it's like a boutique, like does it look like it's like jewelry and stuff, like pawn shop? What is it?
High-end consignment clothes.
High-end consignment clothes. We'll say the Elm Closet.
Okay. You head into the Elm Closet, and the tiefling is at the counter, and she's showing. I found this on the sidewalk. What do you think this is worth? And she's sliding a gem on an earring across the table.
I'm gonna walk right up to the counter as well, and just say, "Oh, thank you for finding my earring." And I'm going to gesture to the earring, and I'm going to just immediately go in and try to take it from the counter.
Give me a persuasion check.
Sure. I saw you, and I was trying to catch up for a while. I saw you get way up ahead of me, and I just my tired today. I couldn't catch up to you. 17.
Oh, yeah. Well, glad you found it.
Let me pay a finder's fee, and he'll take out 5 silver and hand it.
Thank you.
And I'd hate for you to feel like you've missed out on a sale or something here, and I'll take out another 5 silver and hand it straight to the proprietor of.
That's
shop.
very, very generous of you, sir. I'm glad you got your other earring.
Thank you. What is it you sell? Is this like buy and sell clothing?
Buy and consignment. Yeah, we sell consignment clothes. You put something on consignment here, and we sell it, and you get a portion of what it's sold for.
Do you take men's clothes?
Of course.
Take out this jacket. It's like, this is a very finely made jacket. Are you interested?
Yes. Yeah, let me, it's rather dirty, but we'd have to clean it up some. That's not a big deal. Yeah, we could put this in stock. Just write down on this piece of paper your name. We'll give this a identification number. If it sells, we will come and contact you with, how much it sells for.
Perfect. So
did you have a base price that you were looking for, or do you just want us to price it accordingly?
I trust you. I think that's fine. If you could just, I'll write down the address and my name here, and I will write on the sheet the address of the Starboard Estate.
Okay.
And I will write down to the little shit, and I will just put it down. I'll smile and I'll walk out of the store.
Sir, that's very inappropriate.
Oh.
What are we supposed to do with? Maybe that's his name. Maybe his parents didn't like him. Set it aside. Okay.
And then I'll look around. I've got both earrings. That might be a little disorienting.
It's really disorienting, yeah.
Well,
you know right where you're at.
I know where I am. Keep one in my pocket. In fact, I'll put both in my pocket.
Okay.
And I'll head to I'm gonna head to Anthony's.
Anthony's apartment?
Yeah.
Okay. So you make your way over there. You don't find Magda.
I don't find
but
Magda
by now,
there.
an hour and a half has passed. Are you so you roll me an insight check on Magda.
Caden, roll it on Magda. Are you talking to me still? Okay.
Yep.
21.
After heading over to Anthony's, you don't know why, but you begin looking and you just find you walked with Magda in this park in the morning, which is directly adjacent to where Anthony's was. It's been a good 3 hours at this point as you just find yourself literally just meandering through the park. When you spot Magda laying back on the grass, just sitting there.
I will walk up to about 20 feet away. Is there anyone else around?
The park is well traveled. It's been 3 hours, so it's only like noon. So yeah. Okay. No, wait. That was when you were going over that way. It's about 3, so yeah, people are around. People live. I mean, it's a park, but there's still houses in it. The whole area is considered the park. Magda, you can give me a perception check if you'd like, if you're keeping an eye on your surroundings.
No, she is very lost in thought. She's just kind of staring up at the sky.
Okay.
Caden, knowing something is up, I think he knows similar feeling. He knows vaguely what's happened, at least that there was a transformation. If nothing else, doesn't remember what was said or what just knows, especially from looking at the glass and seeing it different, that there's a chunk of time missing for him, and then Magda gone. Knows that something has happened. And seeing Magda looking up at the sky, he will sit down about 20 feet away. Just say, I'm sorry.
Voss, Caden. If you found me, interesting. What time is it?
I'm walking for a few hours after lunch.
Yeah. How are you feeling? Feeling all right?
I'm actually feeling very rested. Melancholy, I'll say. I feel like I have gained something and lost something. And I don't exactly know what that means. I feel okay. I feel good. And I think I've hurt you.
I'm glad you're feeling good. Oh, geez. It is. We should go back to Kieran's. I'm sure they're waiting on us by now. We have things to do and not sit around in the grass all day. I'm gonna get up and sort of brush off my skirt.
Can we sit for a minute?
Yeah. We can sit for a minute. And I'll cross the 20 feet to sit down beside him.
Okay, and I'll just lean back. I'm just gonna lie back in the grass for a minute.
Magda's gonna do the same. She's also, unless Caden gets up, she's going to lose track of time again and just sit there.
I saw you looking at the sky, getting ideas for another tattoo.
I was actually thinking about days on the Dandelion Hill. Sunny ones are always the best.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about too. Did I say anything?
No, not really.
Okay.
It was just unnerving. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. You tell me what we do next. I'll follow you.
That cloud kind of looks like a horse, don't you think?
A donkey?
Yeah, maybe more of a mule, now that I look at it more.
I mean, it can be whatever. I'll follow you. If you say it's a horse, it's a horse.
I don't know, what do you think? Do you think its ears are particularly long? I think they're getting longer in the wind.
I think it's got snakes on its head now. This is a distressed horse.
Medusa horse? Or
Those are a myth. Or at least from before the
you
wall.
never know what's over the walls.
Yeah, sure.
Didn't you ever hear the bedtime stories about the Medusa horse coming to eat you?
That's not a lullaby,
Right.
I was told, I imagine.
Oh,
Do you want this back? And he's going to hold out the earring.
oh, yeah. Thank you. I'll take it and put it on.
You don't have to.
It's fine. I shouldn't have taken it off in the first place.
And Caden will hang out.
I think we're just gonna chill in the sun for a long while.
The sun starts to drop. Olivia, did you have anything more that you were doing?
Sorry, I was muted. Did I waste my whole day? Or
Well, you haven't wasted your whole day. I mean, you spent about 5 hours looking for somebody to help you join a cult. It's really hard to join a cult apparently when you really want to.
Yeah. I guess if I had any time, I'd just go check out my new territory. But if not, that's fine too. We can.
Well, you're actually really familiar with your territory because you spent a lot of time in it. Like you grew up in this area. Your particular territory is the
This area?
yes, no, not that area. Yeah, that area. Yep.
Yeah.
And so you lived up here, and you've probably visited every single bar in a 5-block radius, given your given his predilection to drinking. So you start to wander around your territory to get a better sense of it, and then as time goes by and as the sun sets, then Caden finally just stand up and head back to Kieran's, and Olivia, you make your way back to Kieran's as well. Clara and Bird finished their task, and
We're
everyone
having a really nice
reconvened.
time.
Yeah, they're having a great bonding time.
Hey, anything new happen with you guys? I'm getting fired. But
Getting fired?
yeah, no, it's not actually that bad.
Well,
You just
That sounds
got that.
bad.
that
No,
does sound.
I think I'm going to be pursuing other needs. You know, the territory thing. Yeah.
Why did
They-
you get fired?
You know, like after the Rook, like how I was talking about him about taking over Terry's territory. I mean, if I move along to do that, I'll probably be fired. I'm just assuming.
So you haven't been fired.
No, not yet. Not yet. We're still
Going to
good.
be fired.
Why not just quit then?
Yeah.
Save yourself the trouble of being fired.
Yeah, I guess I could do that too. I think the office is closed now anyway, so I'll do it tomorrow.
Okay. Seems like a lot of very quick life decisions.
Are you sure about this?
It's probably fine. Why are you seem so concerned? I don't know.
You know,
You
in
love
terms
the
of like
watch.
a resume,
Like you love being in the watch.
I guess so. I do think that now is a good time to expand my prospects and take over some of the city.
By taking over for Terry?
Yeah, he sucks, you know?
I mean, agreed. But like you want to do his job?
I mean, I'm going to obviously do it better than him and take over a few more places, get a little bit further up in the ranks. You guys were talking about alternative methods of gaining power other than the watch. I think Magda told me about some, so I'm following that.
Oh, Magda told you about some.
Clara and Magda, give me insight rolls.
Okay.
And Olivia, roll me deception privately. Well, actually, no, they know you're lying. Everyone knows you're lying, so you can roll it out in public.
What?
Well, they heard the conversation, so you don't have to roll it.
yeah.
Privately.
Oh,
Whoa!
You got a
dude.
nat 20?
And you still beat me?
I still beat you?
So Magda, this seems like you
I'm
had
still
talked to
pretty
her
out
about
of
that.
it.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
paying
mean,
that much attention.
this is a natural course. Of course, she would end up quitting the watch. It makes sense
Sure,
for what she
sounds
was
fine.
doing.
Yeah.
Clara, this doesn't line up. This isn't like a 1 over what she rolled is not, you're lying, and I know all that you're trying to, but it's like this, you don't buy it. But whether or not you're going to quibble over the fact that you don't have any actual proof, but you think she might be lying about something. She's hiding something.
Yeah, but are we taking Kieran out tonight, or are we waiting till tomorrow? You guys look really tired, for all of you. Whoa, you all look really tired.
Yeah, we had Herd and I finished Portal thing. Lots of magic.
Yeah.
A lot of magic. I saw the magic.
Like,
Okay.
It was a lot.
Oh, did you see the strings?
yeah, yes.
Yeah. See, I told you.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I didn't believe you.
I mean, don't know why you wouldn't. I'm perfectly accurate in everything I say, but
Well, okay, we're not going to go that far. But yes, lots of magic. It's done. It's ready for a lot more magic. That is where help is going to be. I can't do that tonight. She's a little loopy off of a lot of magic happening. Yeah, that's morning. We should do that in the morning.
Well,
I'm okay with that. Or Herd?
what time?
He's got plans.
When are you
have
going to coffee? When's your date?
well, coffee typically is like a morning thing.
I feel
I
like
don't know,
you're
I'm
really
a-
bold with a morning date as the first date. Like that's
Should I have done something different?
no.
Women
This
like
is great. No,
nighttime
this is very on brand for you. Heard this is this is good. It's very you.
Why is that bold?
Just like I want to start my day with you is like that's a
Perfect way to
sentiment.
start a day.
I don't know. It makes sense to me.
That's
It's just-
adorable.
you just get it over with really quickly.
All right.
I love that among the family, Clara is the expert on dating.
Yeah.
Yes, clear. I took notes earlier. So are we doing? I mean, look, I can just do this first thing, and then we could be like, pish posh done, and we could deal with him, and you could go on your date, and it'll be fine. It'll be great, right?
Well, like,
Yeah.
yeah, like what time tomorrow morning, Herd? Like, I'm up at 5. I'm ready to start then if you guys want.
I just think I needed to sleep.
Well, yeah, you can still get enough sleep in that time, can't you?
Yeah.
All right. So we go to sleep. We wake up early. We get done with this Kieran thing. We address the cracks in the wall. We save the world. I go take a shower, and I'm back by 10:30.
Shouldn't you know when your date is, though?
Yeah. Did you not tell her?
I don't think I specified a time.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Did I say that?
Yep.
Okay. 10 o'clock. I have to be there 15 minutes early. That's
Okay.
wait. Does that seem desperate? If I'm, should I be late?
Are you picking her up? How are you, like? What's
No.
the move?
I'm just gonna go there, and we're gonna set off.
Okay. Yeah. That's
yeah,
sure.
I mean, it's
I feel like
5
it would
hours.
be wise to do the spell after your date, just in case something goes wrong with the spell.
What if something goes wrong with the date and he's like really out of it?
That's like 2 bad things happening at once, and that's not good.
Claire's
Just
a
for
professional
time
at
track,
that.
you have 2 days left before you have to be sending him to the walls. So
Oh, so you gotta go see.
yeah, that's counting tomorrow. Tomorrow is one. You have tomorrow and then the next day.
But it just seems the consequences of a bad date are a lot lower than the consequences of a potentially bad spell or
To
bad
be fair, I
hearing.
feel like this is all a consequence of a bad date. It's what you all have been telling me.
That was the best joke you've ever made, Clara.
I can learn things.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
amazing. Okay.
Kaden told me to figure out how I feel.
Oh, did you?
That's- No.
Oh.
I'm starting to.
Okay.
I think. I don't know.
Started good.
Well, that was a little unconsciously. Maybe that was some of your feelings.
I think it's the exhaustion, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
But sure. So, when am I going to rip a hole into the universe? That's a
Whenever
fun
you feel
sentence
it's
to
best.
say.
Can we do it after? Should we just get
Clara.
the date done and then we'll do it after? I mean, that seems.
Yeah, let's postpone it a little bit longer. It's only been like 3 weeks. Well, okay, so then what if the date goes really bad and you're in like a bad headspace and you can't get the spells out in time?
Well, what if the rip in the hole goes not the date goes bad?
I'm done, I quit.
Well, everyone, thanks for going up to our session.
Finale!
Let's just
What time of
And
day is
then-
it right now?
Did we just go to-
It's late. It's like 7 o'clock, 8. Well, it's not late. It's only like 7 or 8 o'clock. You could go to bed. Your plan of getting up at 5, giving yourself 5 hours to do this would work perfectly fine. Or you could do it after the date. You have time to do either one. But in the interest of, so what is the plan? I'm sitting here listening. I'm like, I'm not sure if they've decided on one yet.
No, we have not.
I want to get this over with. This the thing. This has
Yeah.
Been a
been
long time.
yes.
If you
All right,
feel
let's
that
get
it's
it
the
over
best
with.
move, then
There should be
By all
plenty
means.
of time for me to shower after.
You
So-
could shower right. Like I have to go sleep, so you could shower now.
Yeah, but then, like, what if I don't know what happens to your body when you go back in time or what? I don't know.
You're not going back in time. I'm not sending you back in time.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen.
Okay.
Clara, do you know that Febreze spell?
Prestidigitation?
Yeah.
I could probably figure it out.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, it would take me more time. This seems silly. This is a lot, and I'm very tired.
Okay, let's just go to bed and wake up and do it in the morning.
And
All right.
with that, Claire just turns around and stumbles upstairs and falls into the king-size bed and falls asleep.
She probably definitely needs help getting up those stairs.
Well, it's been a while. It's been half an hour or so.
Okay.
So you probably recovered enough. I mean, if you want help,
Probably
you
a
can ask
sight
for
to
it.
see.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like an old woman walking upstairs, like one step, and then one step, or an old man. Not to discriminate.
I just love the image of her just like very confidently getting to the stairs and then just looking up at them, being like, a challenge. Another one. And then she like starts, puts a foot up, it doesn't do it, and she turns around and just kind of goes, gonna need help. Also, Caden.
Yes.
Thoughts? I have a question for you. Can you help me up the stairs? That's not the question. I But that's part of the 2 questions for you. Help me up the stairs. 2, other question.
Sure. Looks at Magda as he starts to go, and he'll come on over and help you up the stairs.
Yeah. She's still thinking that she could do it, but very clearly knows she needs a spotter.
Just just put your arm around here. Let me get under your arm. Okay.
Not good at it.
One step at a time.
Yeah. And as soon as they're upstairs and like to probably the main room, that because Olivia probably crashed in the guest room.
Yeah. You've been sleeping in Kieran's room.
Yeah, she's like close the door and just turn and look at Caden and just be like, "I don't get you."
Right.
I realize it's not a question, and I'm kind of sorry about that, but like, what's happening? Because like, you said you would help with the portal thing. Olivia was very helpful, honestly. It's like, I heard he's working on it. It's slightly important, but like, number one, did you know about all of this? The murder plot, and then the not murder plot, and everything else.
I will be honest. I did not know about the plot, the discussion, we'll call it, to weighing of options to eliminate Kieran. Perhaps it was preemptive, and we discussed that. I think I didn't know, and I do not advise it. I've found in my time, well, what I've done, bodies leave holes. I've discussed this. They leave holes in society that get hard to cover up, hard to explain. People come looking eventually. Holes get noticed. It's better to, rather than make a hole in the wall, paint over the cracks, make it still there, just not the same. So Kieran needs to be dealt with. We know this, but I don't think that killing him is the correct response. I don't think anyone else does either. We've all discussed it now.
Have we? I don't feel like Magda was not part of that discussion. Is it a possibility that I open this portal and she's gonna blast him in the face?
Magda is the most intuitive and smartest person that I know. She can be cunning. She can hold a grudge. But I have never witnessed her be brutal in that way. That's not something I could imagine her. It's not to say she couldn't imagine it. But when we've had other options, I've never seen her do that. And we have other options.
Okay. Thank you.
I can talk to her if it would make you feel better.
No, that's not really it. When we talked, I thought that there was a general understanding that I don't know a whole lot of things right now, and just the turn on the dime was a little abrupt. Just also checking in on you. This has been weird. You just like walked away from Herd and I earlier in the day. It's been really weird. Like things have changed. What is going on with you?
I have not been myself. I acknowledge that. Just not really sure who I've been. I've just been. I was under some duress. There's been a lot of things happening. You understand? And I don't know. Something about today, I just feel better, calmer. So I apologize if anything I've said has made you feel uncertain. I'm glad that you had such success with the circles, and I'm very sorry that I wasn't able to help with the rest of it. But it sounds like you've had a great opportunity to spend time with Olivia and Herd, and that's great. I'm glad for that. I'm sure we'll have lots of opportunities to do more together. As powers grow, there's things you've said you want to teach me, and I'll teach you, and this will be good. I don't think you need to worry about being, not knowing things. Next to Magda, you're probably the smartest one here, so I wouldn't worry about that.
I have some quibbles about that, but we could talk about that later. Just
Okay. Go ahead.
Next time you're not feeling you, maybe, I don't know, say something.
To you?
Anyone, really.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. She's gonna face plant in bed. She's done.
Before you do, go ahead and roll me an insight.
Oh, another
Who are
one?
you talking to?
Clara.
I rolled one already. Do you want me to do another one?
Yes.
5.
You are just too tired, and as you listen to his words, sure, makes sense. Good night. And she flops into bed with her shoes on.
He'll go forward as though to take off his shoes, and then nope, and turn around and just walk out the door. Turn off any lights or blow out candles or whatever is the magical equivalent here, and then close the door quietly and head out.
Okay, so you go back downstairs. Does everyone just find a place to sleep? Is there any conversation that needs to take place beforehand?
I've got a big day ahead of me. I am just sleeping.
All right, you crash on the couch. Spare bedrooms upstairs. One of you sleeping on the floor.
I hate to keep stealing the limelight here for a second. Caden is going to approach Magda and did you pick a room?
No, not yet. We'll go. I'll go take one.
Okay. Should I join you there or?
Sure. Small space. Come on.
I'll take the floor.
Okay. Next morning comes around, and you wake up bright and early. I think Olivia has to go around and wake people up because of the group. She's the only one who gets up this early. It's been quite a while since Clara had to be, getting up at 5 a.m. And so Olivia wakes everybody up. You convene in the breakfast as Herd is making coffee. You go right to it. What do you...
Yeah, might as well get started. Is everybody okay?
Ready as it's gonna be, I guess.
Did you do the figuring out feelings thing, which you were supposed to do before we started?
I was a little busy sleep. Do we need to do this right now?
Well, no, like when he comes back and starts talking to you.
If
are
I
you gonna
tell
be
you
confused?
yes, can we just do this?
I don't care. I'm just talking about your own mental well-being. What if he comes back and then you're like all Clara panic, like you do sometimes?
I will try and warn you if I Clara panic.
Okay, good. I'll keep an eye out, I guess.
Don't think
But
that's what we're calling it. Okay.
I mean, that's no.
Okay, you make your way down to the spell room, or the
Yeah.
secret study. And the circle, as everyone looks at the circle, it is glowing. The runes are now glowing with a lime green light after Clara has charged them. And you make your way into the circle, and Clara takes her position at the head, like she has done before, and gets ready to put 6 spell slots into it. And this particular part of it, nobody else can help with, because nobody else here is a time wizard, as far as anyone else knows.
She's gonna like start getting set up and at the top and kind of
Feel free to place
Look.
yourselves in this where you are.
oh yeah. Gotta close my thing for that. Yes. That's for after we finish this. Yeah, she's just gonna get kind of in front where she's stood before, like trying to either talk to Kieran or accidentally getting pulled in with Kieran. And get settled, and she just kind of looks back at Magda and Herd and Caden and say, I think I can do this on my own. It depends on how much magic you want me to have after.
Well, cast guidance. You have 1 minute. My blessing.
Okay. She's gonna then she's gonna dump 6 spell slots in. I'm gonna do oh gosh, sorry. I closed my sheet to move things. With a full rest, I'll do 2. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I'll do 2 second levels.
Okay.
So that's 4, and then 2 first levels. And just she's probably very similar to how she charged it with Herd, doing it in reverse this time, and starting to just again like open that kind of view into her, behind her eyes, so she can see the strings and each sort of piece of it, and start walking backwards around the circle and opening up each of these.
So as you walk back around the circle and you see the strings, Olivia and Herd, you see these, it's as if she's just peeling back time itself, bending 2 points in space and time. Your mind can't really even comprehend what she's able to look at and manipulate. Caden and Magda, you don't see any of this. And as she's like pulling and opening these doors, it's almost like all the symbols on the ground just lift up, and she's like turning back a clock of some sort. And as they lock into place, they light up. And as each piece lights up, it just keeps until every piece is lit up, and then the clock begins to spin backwards to a point in time. and it flies going backwards, and the portal opens. And this time, instead of a shimmering portal that warples and buckles as it goes, it's a solid glass sheet. And as you're looking into it, it looks like all of time and space. You can see planets and planes and circles, and they're all stacked on top of each other. And as you're looking into this almost glass-like mirror, you see strolling out of it Kieran Gall. And as he steps out, unlike the previous times where his skin had this faint ethereal glow that drew back into the portal, it's solid and flushed and has the same hue. And he looks exactly the same age as he was the last time you saw him, Clara. And he steps out in the exact same set of clothing he wore last time. And he looks at you, Clara, as he steps out, and he looks at his skin, and he says, you did it. And he just keeps walking forward, step. And as he steps over the line, the portal spins very quickly back to the current time, turns to a flat surface, and drifts down to the floor. And as it touches the outer edges of the circle, as it meets the floor, it just dissipates into mist. And there's no longer a 3D portal or clock here, as the spell has been completed and it's been solidified. Kieran Gall steps up to you, Clara, and just holds out his hands like he expects you to take them. Do you take them? He has a boyish look of excitement on his face as he does so.
Claire's also pretty excited that she'd managed to do this, and she takes one look back at the group where they are and takes his hands.
As you take his hands, he begins to just dance with you in a circle, like two children who have just found out that merry-go-rounds exist or unicorns are real, and he just begins to jump around. We did it! We finally did it! We did it! We are! Oh my goodness! We have done it! We went through time. We came back. We fixed it. Everything is working. I can't believe we did it.
Well,
we did it.
Sure.
And as he says that last sentence, one of his legs buckles.
Oh no, I try and catch him.
And as you go to try to catch him, he passes out and collapses on the floor.
This was not what I was expecting to happen.
Kane's gonna run over to check his pulse. Just kind of go over, make sure he's still breathing.
He is still breathing. Actually, give me a medicine check. Let's see if Caden can figure that out. He did. Let's just stab him a couple times to make sure. Yeah. Not only is he breathing, you give him a quick once over, EMT style. His heart is racing, but it just looks like he has had a lot of strain on his body, on his mind. Looks like it's mostly mind. Like his body seems fine, and he probably just needs some rest.
Check him over. Look up at Clara. I'm just like, you got him. He's here. He'll be okay. I think whatever that was probably took a lot out of him.
Okay.
He's
A
okay.
lot out of him. Olivia had her sword out.
Yeah, she just put it back.
Okay.
She had it in his throat half the time when Kaden was checking him over, and then put it back.
Is that necessary? He is passed out.
He could have gotten up and zombie murdered us all. You don't know.
We don't know. This has never happened to any of us. So,
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
What if the minds of a million souls that have died over the years got trapped in his head, and then he came back as a demi-lich of all of those souls?
That was a very specific thought, Olivia, and we can unpack that later. But
I just like to think of
okay.
every single possibility that could possibly happen.
sure, that's again very specific possibility. Please, it's fine. He is currently not a threat. Not particularly happy he said we did it, but can deal with that when he's awake.
Did he have magic on the other side?
I mean, I'm assuming he can cast magic on the other side, but he can't do any of the time stuff unless he can, and that's a whole other thing to have to deal with. I don't think so.
I'm not even sweaty. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
what did you think was gonna happen? We did not need the shower. I'm a little sweaty, probably. It's fine.
Clara,
Roll for think.
I was just sniffing. Yes.
Say no.
Roll d20 on a 15 or above. You stank.
Can I refuse to do that?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be a low roll?
I got a 12.
You're good.
Okay.
Just glistening.
Yeah.
I brought those.
As you're looking down at him, Clara, you've invented time travel.
I knew that.
Just a Wednesday. Come on. Wait, Thursday.
Isn't it Thursday?
Thursday now? Whatever. Even less. Even more
Just gonna
meaningless.
look back at you guys, just like kind of sitting back on our heels on the ground next to Kieran, and would just be like, "Well, it worked.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I think. Should probably move him.
Should we like tie him up or something?
What?
I don't know. It's just forget I said it.
We haven't spoken to him yet. There is the chance that we could still convince him of doing a thing. So I would prefer to not have him wake up in bonds. That seems like a bad way to come back from being.
No, I agree, but if there's
in
a
the past.
time to put him in bonds, it's now.
Sure. Again? How about a no?
Fair.
How about a compromise? Maybe we don't let him sleep the night. I know a long, peaceful rest would be the kind of thing that if he just needed to recover spell energies, that would be what he'd need. What if we talk to him sooner than that? We can give him an hour or two and then speak to him.
Sure. That seems like it would be fine. I don't have any way of waking him up.
I mean, there's water in the other room.
I can just kick. I'd give him a little kick.
Okay, Olivia, take 2 steps back.
I take 2 steps
Do
back.
you move
Yeah,
him to his? Do you move him to his room?
I would like to. Clara can't. Or at least the couch.
Is there like a chair in here that we can just like a folding chair that we can just put him in there?
There are some tables.
Yeah, just put him on his table.
You could lay him out on the table, so you keep him in the room with the teleport circle. All right. Is that? And then you leave him rest for a couple hours.
Not a couple. I would say
One.
like an hour, and
Okay.
then try and get him up. Just like a little. Oh, hello.
Okay. He slowly begins to come around as you wake him up. Yeah. He looks up at you, Clara. And he reaches out his hand and just sets it on your shoulder. And he looks at you. You're real.
Yeah, you walked back through a portal. We danced. That was a whole thing. Yes, real.
We
You
did it.
passed out. Yeah, you keep saying. Sure. The portal works. How's that?
Huh. Okay then. I am exhausted. I need to sleep.
Yeah, before you do that, there's some problems.
Okay. He stands up and takes a step forward rather hesitantly. Then he sort of looks around, and a stick floats across the room towards him, carried by an invisible servant. Takes a cane, starts walking over towards the portal. Well, let's see.
See the portal again? I don't.
No, you
That's
said there are
not-
problems.
Different problems.
Okay.
I also this is the people that helped me get you back.
Thank you for helping Clara.
I know you've probably heard stories about me at least, and probably Clara too. I'm heard.
It's my brother.
Nice to finally meet you.
Okay.
I told you wouldn't give a shit.
It's my brother. It's okay. That's heard. Olivia, Magda, Kaden. They helped me. So we had to do some things. You're gonna have to make some decisions really quickly, and I apologize for that. But
It's
you
okay.
required a lot
I've
of.
gone for 13
things.
years.
I can't emotionally process that right now.
Use your emotions to process things now?
Problem is, I had to do some things to get the materials
Right.
required to fix your equation. That
Wait,
required.
the equation was wrong?
Yes.
Where?
You put a 1 incorrectly too early.
That's why you never work by yourself.
Except you did that. Okay.
You're right. I
Still-
made an error, but I had you at my side to fix it.
Oh, now you do. Didn't before. This is not the problem that I'm talking about, though I am quickly thinking of more.
Spit it out. What's the problem?
You have to go to the wall.
What's at the wall?
Captain Gleason,
Why does she need me at the wall?
she got me the azurite powder.
Okay.
There are cracks in the wall.
You broke the fucking wall.
We did do that.
He finally sits up and looks at all of you. And he looks at Olivia. And then he looks at Bird. And he looks at Caden. And then he looks at Magda. And a small dismissive sneer just crosses his face. And he turns back to Clara. And he says, well, if there's problems, let's deal with them. Your friends have assisted you. I'm back. Thank you all for helping. We'll be in touch. Clara and I have some talking to do, and I need to go sit down on my couch. And he begins to walk towards the door.
No, we're in this too.
That's all he says.
You're doing like 2 days, dude.
He just keeps walking. He's not walking fast. Like, this isn't a slow, like, just heading out into the main house kind of thing to sit down somewhere comfortable, is what he said. And he just is slowly walking towards the door.
Look, he's not. I don't know if you know this. He's not good with people. Like in general, like I'm very sorry, very sorry. The way that I'm gonna have to explain this to him, you might not enjoy witnessing.
Claire, if there's such big problems, are you coming to tell me about them, or?
Yes, I'll be right there. I'm going to have to talk to him, and I'm gonna try and get him to agree to go to the wall, but I don't know if you want to be here for that.
I'm going to step up and touch her on the shoulder and just say, Clara, just remember, you've done very well.
I still don't know how to take a compliment, but thank you. Yeah, I did. Cool.
Fine, whatever. If you think that's best, it's fine.
No, you can make a choice. I don't.
Timer is still moving forward. You've been now standing here a minute and a half.
Yeah, that's fine. I told him I'd be a minute. It's fine. He was.
Do you want us there?
He is probably not going to be as receptive to things with a bunch of strangers who he probably doesn't know anything about or has already made some assumptions about. So it's very much up to you, but I'm probably going to need to talk to him in a specific way.
Yeah.
We should probably.
I said talk, Heard.
Even that, just go do your thing. Guidance.
Yeah.
What's your guidance for this?
Kane's going to walk over to Olivia and just say, if there's one thing that's important and that I've learned with Magda, having a handler on site for just in case is good. You should probably stay if she'll have you stay.
No. Last time I joined in on one of her dates, it didn't pan out well. I think she can handle this one.
It's her date.
Just remember, Clara, that everything that's happened in the past couple weeks, it was just you. So you don't really need him. You can do your own choices and all that. Whatever.
You are a strong, independent young woman.
Oh, God.
You got this.
Everything that happened today is because of you.
There's a lot to unpack there.
I helped a lot, though.
Yes, Olivia, you helped so much. Thank you. Okay. She's just like backing up and feel like I'm Kieran coming.
He's stepped through the portrait already, so he can't hear you on the other side, so he couldn't have overheard this conversation. But do you guys, are you just like parking yourself here, or are you guys leaving the house?
We should probably head out. Magda will leave the house.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll leave.
Kane will follow. As he does, he's going to pull the earring off of himself and just kind of put it in Clara's hand. And then just turn and follow Magda.
I just could have given you a rabbit. Sure.
I mean, I guess I'll leave too, only because everyone else is leaving, and I feel
Peer
awkward.
pressure is a thing. You all step out of the portrait, and as you do so, you watch as Kieran is standing outside waiting, and he turns a bust of not himself, it's just a bust, and turns, and a glass door slides down over the portrait. And he sort of walks out of the study and heads into the sitting room, and sits down on the couch with a very loud dad sigh.
I don't really want to sit next to that, but okay. Yeah, Clara's just gonna go and not like she's not sitting, she's kind of pacing in front of him and help see everyone else out.
Okay. So you are left alone with Kieran Gall, and he looks at you. He goes, "My, how you've grown." You can just see the power that you're able to handle just radiating off of you. I am very proud of how far you've come. Well done. You are going to go down in the annuals as one of the most powerful time wizards ever, next to Plank himself.
Yes.
It's clear that there's some problems on your mind. Let's talk about them.
Yes. You have to go to the wall.
You keep saying that. Why don't you elaborate? Use your words.
We made a deal with Captain Gleason. Azurite powder, and you would offer assistance studying the problems at the wall, that I can show you the math, I can show you the equations, I can show you exactly how worked it out. But the time travel with the incorrect equation, happened to cause some cracks in the wall that are currently expanding. It's not a good time. They're trying to solve it. All of the other time wizards are at the wall, but they're not getting anywhere, and they came to ask about you and request your help.
And so you did the math. I'm going to want to see that.
Yes.
And you're certain this is causation, not correlation?
I would almost call this retro causation.
Okay.
We established parameters for a particle in existence now, and it affected the past. It's a thing. So,
Right.
All right. Wonderful. But that's if we can go and somehow fix it or solve it, or you just go and show up and tell them they're all not worth the time that it took to get there. I think that's fine. You just have to be there. Gleason.
It's worth looking into. When you do something of this magnitude, it's good to see what the side effects are. So if the circle itself is causing cracks in the wall, did you give him your formulas?
I gave them some of our beginning formulas. Also, you did too.
No. I'm asking if you gave Kieran the math for the.
I don't have it on me. I could do it, but she's not doing that right now.
Right.
She'll write out the equations for him.
What do you mean? You gave him some of our beginner formulas.
So they brought some wizards, full armor. That was fun. To the house to talk to you, and they did.
Explain.
One of my companions may have pretended to be you, and we convinced them that you were attempting various magical experiments. I showed them some of the elementary work and convinced them that we needed enough azurite powder for it. And they gave it to us with the understanding. Worked? I mean, yeah.
You're a fucking genius.
Yes. Yeah, I am. Great. Cool. So you're going to go to the wall. Yep.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, if it's a problem with the experiment, we need to know what the boundaries are to adjust for it. And if going to the wall is necessary for it, it makes perfect sense. It's possible that the teleportation circle being inside the wall is causing issues, and it'd be interesting to look over the math and figure out whether or not we could simply build it outside the wall and not have those issues. But
okay, yeah. So you are going to the wall, yes?
Well, we're both going. You are better than all of the time wizards that are possibly at the wall now. And I imagine they have people from the Ministry of Magic down there, which means I could probably get you expedited to master's status. After all of this is as good as any master's class in time wizardry, and you figured all of that out yourself. I think it's time to stop calling yourself a student and start calling yourself the master.
I can't go with you.
What do you mean? Our goal has been achieved. We have papers to write, talks to give. We are going to be the biggest deal in all of wizardry for the next 1,000 years.
Yes. But I can't go with you.
Why not? Did you make some sort of other deal that you have to go take care of?
Yes.
Oh, well, then you can just meet me up at the wall when you finish that.
I made a deal of sorts with the Rook.
A lot has gone on. Why don't you have a seat and fill me in on the last year?
Look, you're correct. A lot has gone on, and I very much would like to tell you about some of it. but I can't go with you to the wall. I have a different job to do. And I think we should talk.
Yes, I spent a lot of time back in the past, and there's a lot of information that I should share with you.
Okay.
But
She's
I'm
not going to
tired.
sit next to him. She's going to sit across from him.
How about we do this tomorrow morning? I have to pack for the wall. If you're not going with me, I have some graduation materials that I prepared for you. And so I'd like to give those to you. And I have a spell of my own making that I will show you as a way of thanking you for saving my life. If you wish.
Okay. Okay. In the morning, then.
In the morning, then. How long is this thing with the work going to take? Or are you never coming to the wall?
I don't think it's a good idea if I do.
In the morning, then.
I'll explain in the morning.
And that is where we're going to end our session.
Yay, Clara!
Character growth. Yay.
Good session that was.
Oh,
My God.
oh my goodness.
All of that.
That was
Wow.
some stuff.
I
That
feel
was a
like I got broken up with. That was well done, Clara.
We haven't even had the full cut. She has things to
I
say.
know. It's going to be
We
so
need
good.
to talk. We need to talk. That's the line right there.
We
Yeah.
need to talk. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god,
Okay.
episode title. We need to talk. Oh.
That will be up on our Twitter this
Yeah,
week,
we
right?
will be
Yeah,
putting up
Twitter.
that as an option for Twitter for people to vote on. Hold on. I'm still mentally processing that scene.
I'm sorry. It's not even over, really.
It's not even over.
Hasn't even
This is-
started.
This is going to be so good.
While you do that, I'll throw up the Twitch poll for people. We do what we're calling, I think, is it Ian? You called it Twitchspiration, and that Jackie mentioned at the beginning. We're going to be doing the portent dice, so we're going to start that. You should be able to find it in your chat at the top very shortly. If you want to vote for a character that you think you'd like to give this extra die to for next session. I can't talk
Yeah.
and set it up at the same time.
So, wow. This is going to be interesting. I'm curious whether or not everyone is just standing outside waiting for you to come out. Like, so how did it go?
We already left, right?
Yeah, you guys left.
Oh,
The apartment.
building.
Who knows
Yeah.
You're
where we are
assuming
after
she's
that.
leaving for the night.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Kaden giving the earring.
Mhm.
Very interesting.
The ring. Yes, that's in her pocket.
All right, the
Right.
Twitchspiration poll is up for 5 minutes. It's going to be there. So
So,
You can,
for those who are wondering how to see that, it's at the very top. It says current poll Twitchspiration, but you have to click the drop down arrow. It's a little arrow that gives you a drop down, and you can click that, and it'll give you a chance to vote. And then, do we have voting options turned on with things?
yes, there's options to vote with channel points or bits. No, not channel points, I think they're called, which are essentially points you gain as you are on our channel. And there's also the bits option as well for additional votes. It was an intense session.
Yeah, I really, this is such a weird place to stop. I wanted to just keep going.
I
Like,
definitely
the next-
needed to stop. I was gonna get real emotional real quick.
That's good. That's good. Make you cry.
That's good. That comes later.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah. There was. I love how we spent so many episodes hashing out exactly step by step what we should do when Kieran arrives.
God,
And in the
so
end,
many.
we kind of let it just slide into, we'll see. We'll just see.
Yes, and that
My
was very
plan worked out
difficult.
great.
We
It
should
was
just
very difficult. Go ahead.
never plan and we never do the plan.
Hold on.
ever.
If we okay, I really was hoping that Magda would have Eldritch Blast him right away.
That kind of would have
Listen,
been funny.
Magda is out after that conversation
Other
she
things
had.
It was hard for watching you guys plan for weeks and me knowing that he was gonna just show up and either pass out or just be like, "This is amazing," and I knew that was what he was gonna be. So I was watching you plan and plan and plan, and at one point you're like, "Let's just murder him," and I'm sitting there going, "Oh no!"
I never said that. Never mind.
But it's hard. It's hard. You just listen and watch. But yeah. Wow, it is neck and neck. If you have not voted yet, take a vote. There's a 30% for Magda, 30% for Clara. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is 11 votes in there out of the 15. So let your voice be heard. And speaking of voting, almost every single state has early voting available. At this point in time in the U.S. for our U.S. friends. I know 40% of our audience is Canadian, but based upon things you probably care. We're not going to get political here, but do go out and vote if you are legally able to do so.
I know my early voting hasn't started yet. It starts on October 26th. So
Yes, my
check
early voting
when your early
starts
voting
the
is.
17th. But like I said, most states, according to Reddit, most states have mail-in ballots out and early voting starting soon.
Yes.
So.
Be careful if you're going in person.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Masks and gloves. Protect your poll
What
workers.
is going on? Herd
I don't
holds
know.
the lead.
It's
Yes.
like so back and forth. I swear these people.
I'm
are
not
trying to
using any
even
channel
out.
points this time. I'm not rigging it.
I might have
With
I might have
11 votes.
I might have rigged the vote.
Yeah, you
About
did,
11,
didn't you?
1
Okay.
minute left.
I want to make it even. I want all of you to have inspiration because
No.
you're all beautiful.
No, that's not the way this works.
I just
If
watched
it's-
the
if it's
best
even,
movie I've
it
ever
comes to
seen in
me.
my life.
Even it comes to
Right.
me.
No, it doesn't. No, it goes to all those poor people. Who are
I'm not giving
wonderful.
portent to everybody.
Everyone gets it.
Five
Oh my
important
gosh,
things.
you are trying to
Technically,
rig it. This is
You
hilarious.
gave me a spell where I can technically give some people some things.
I will.
I
make it
know.
happen.
Well, what
The
does
amount of
Fortune's Favor
channel
do?
points that I've spent.
To fill some time, Fortune's Favor. Let me pull it up in my.
You and Real Trentus are both just going at it.
I love it.
It has to be. Everything must be balanced.
So Fortune's Favor, I can choose a willing creature, and when you make an attack, an ability check, or a saving throw, it can dismiss the spell on itself
No.
and roll an additional d20. What?
Wow.
No.
I missed.
No.
I missed out. Damn it.
No.
I tried to get everybody.
I will
I said
approach the stage and respectfully give it. Oh, sorry. No.
All right, so Magda gets it. If she's turning it down, Magda's second place.
Congratulate. Don't know who to congratulate.
What?
Yeah, well, Claire,
I
are you
can't
turning
see
it down?
anything.
Claire's turning down the
Oh.
two inspiration?
Shit, I don't know.
I don't think you can do
Is it
that.
just a portent
I think-
dice?
No,
No,
it's
no.
yours.
I can't do
You
it.
get a portent
Okay.
dice. Roll me a 1d20, Clara.
Okay. I really feel
Seven.
like I didn't do much.
You're not allowed to do that. You can't turn it down. You can't offend all of these fabulous viewers
Oh, no.
who joined us.
13?
13. That is very much meh.
I
That is-
think me and Real Trentos were accidentally making it uneven together because we were both trying to make it even at the same time. So then it turned into just a competition.
I might have spent 400 to uneven it just so you guys would have to start evening it back out, which caused the cascade.
7,000.
This is how you get inflation.
7,000
This is how
points?
you. This is how you get inflation.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for hanging out with us. It was certainly a lot of fun. I have a week now of not being able to talk about what's coming next with people, but we finally brought him back. He went to bed in the middle of the day, in the very early, so we are starting next session with Herd going on a date.
All right.
Oh, the relief.
Yes.
So tune in to see whether or not Herd is able to woo the woman of his current dreams. And we'll see you all next week. I think everyone send Clara a hug, or give somebody else a hug in her name.
I think Caden and Magda need one too after their.
Yep. I think they do. They all need. Everyone needs hugs. Everyone hug somebody. Hug
The
your
only
cat.
person-
Hug
I've
your
been
dog.
trying to hug you all for so long. It's like you guys won't even accept it.
Yeah.
Just because we need hugs won't mean that we'll admit it.
Yeah.
Truth.
Let's end this. Let's close this out.
All right.
See y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.